four games in Europe tomorrow. We got an England matchup in EPL, Manchester United and Chelsea. So let's start with that one. What are your thoughts about that one?
Yeah, you know what? I think both teams could use the win to sort of get back on track. And realistically, I don't know how much I want to back either of these teams right now. But I think both teams to score in over 2.5 was kind of what I was looking at in that game because as bad as United have been playing in spots, they can still score. They can find the back of the net. Chelsea, on the other hand, they sort of played themselves out of the title race, but. It's not over for them, but it's looking very bleak. And you know, they're only one of three teams to score 60 goals in the Premier League this season. So I think it's going to be both teams scoring over 2.5. You could maybe even go both teams scoring over 3.5. The last three games have all had more than four more goals. So I like both teams scoring over 2.5 though.
Yeah, how do you not take both teams to score in over 2.5 in this matchup, to be honest, especially for plus 107 here in my book? If you do a shopping, you can probably get even better price. But like you said, we know that United has been struggling a lot. They have been horrible. And honestly, there's no light at the end of the tunnel, at least in this season, to be honest. And Chelsea, they are pretty safe in that third place. They could use a win or at least a point here to keep that gap between themselves and Arsenal. And Tottenham is pretty close as well. But I'm gonna say that they're pretty safe in that third place. They will qualify for the Champions League. Of course, they can get to second or the top spot, but United at the moment on the Conference League spot, and that's a massive disappointment for this team, eh?
Yeah, when you have a team that goes basically to fight for Champions League or bust, and you end up with the latter, it makes it very very hard to be happy with the result. But I think it's just the way that's just the result they've played themselves to, and they'll have to sort of live with the consequences for a season.
Yeah, and not only they are on the Conference League spot, that spot hasn't been secured for them yet because West Ham is only 2 points behind them, and that could get ugly for Manchester United, to be honest, by the end of the season. Let me just take a look at their schedule real quick. No, they're playing Chelsea, Brentford, Brighton, and Crystal Palace. But they couldn't beat Everton, they couldn't beat Leicester, so I'm not sure we can expect them to beat any of these teams like from the hop. So it's gonna be tough end of the season for Manchester United. But both teams to score in over 2.5 with this being such a big matchup. Manchester United tends to step up in those games, and I'm pretty sure they will step up here. Are they gonna step up enough to get a win? I don't think so, to be honest. But I think they can get the scoreboard, and I think it's gonna be a fun game to watch.
Yeah, I think so as well. All these what's the word I'm looking for, like United Chelsea rivalry games. They're not blood rivals like a
Yeah.
Chelsea or a Tottenham where they're from the same city. City United, but still, this is one of the oldest rivalries in the Premier League, and I think it's going to be definitely a great game to watch on Thursday. So I think it's what I'm probably going to tune into if I can.
Yeah, and that's a 2:45 p.m. game, guys.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to those European games, Chris. Leipzig and Rangers. The first match is at Red Bull Arena in Leipzig, in Germany. We know that Rangers has been solid this season. They had a pretty decent game in that second leg against Lyon, was it? No, it wasn't Lyon. Who was it? Sporting Braga. Yeah.
Yeah. I still think I'm probably leaning towards either both teams to score over 2.5 or or Leipzig to win in over 2.5. I think that Leipzig just the far better team here, but I do expect Rangers to get onto the score sheet. Um, and if not, at least if you take Leipzig and over 2.5, that in case Leipzig just comes out and absolutely beats the tar off of Rangers here and win that game 3-0, you'll probably be in the clear. But I think that's where I'm going. I think I'm either going to go both teams to score in over 2.5 or Leipzig to win in over 2.5.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of hesitant to take Rangers to score a goal here. Yes, they are in a nice four-game winning streak right now. They have scored 12 goals in those four games,
Yeah, I
but
think so.
they have also not being able to score against Braga in that first leg on their own as well. They lost 1-0, so kind of leaning towards Leipzig, yes, but they're massive favorites here, minus 295. So I'm actually looking at Leipzig to score in both halves. It's plus 108. I think that's something I might take in this game.
Because it worked out so well for Inter today, right? I'm just giving you
Yeah.
a hard time. I'm just giving you a hard time. I think that is. I think that's a solid bet. I think that I just think Leipzig's going to cruise here. So if you want, definitely I'd look at if you're going to look at the goals in both halves route as well. Maybe look at halftime, full time for Leipzig because I think this one's all Leipzig. It's just a matter of Rangers helps us out towards that total, or if it's going to be all 100% Leipzig here. So I mean, halftime, full time doesn't seem like a bad bet either if I can find a price for it.
I was caught off guard now, Chris.
Oh, sorry. Well, you always try to keep me
Uh,
on my toes. I can't be caught flat footed around you. You can't do the same thing around me. You should know this by now.
uh, I might actually take a look at Leipzig to win and Kuku to score. It's plus 118 right now. Or maybe take a same game parlay and take Leipzig halftime full time. Where is it? Leipzig halftime full time and then Kuku to score. I can even parlay that. Why the hell not?
Yeah, Leipzig halftime, full time's minus 110.
I don't think that's a price good enough to go with that bet. To be honest.
I wouldn't pass on that. If you're gonna go with Leipzig in both halves, like to score in both halves, I would take that all day.
Uh,
I'm getting Leipzig halftime, full time, and Nkunku to score at plus 210.
I like that. I would take that.
Yeah, I'll still stick with. I mean, like I said, I'm giving out a bunch of different picks of the sort of the same direction in this game, but I also could make a case for, like I said, Leipzig halftime, full time, minus 110. Not a bad price at all. With which is how I'm expecting this game to go, basically, completely in Leipzig's direction.
Yeah, I mean Leipzig minus one is minus 190. So that in a double with something could be a nice profit for like plus 150 or something like that if we are able to find another game in the either Europa League or the Conference League. Liverpool just won 2-0, which killed my last parlay, last preview of the day. But oh well. Uh, West Ham and Eintracht, Chris.
Yeah, I think I'm. This is a game we talked about in one of the videos, but I think I'm still sticking with West Ham here. I like what Eintracht's done. Obviously, they took out Barcelona, but somewhere it has to come to an end, and I think it might come here. I don't think it's going to be easy for West Ham, but I think West Ham probably gets the job done here. You could also look at both teams to score in over 2.5. I think this could be a back and forth game that West Ham eventually pulls out. I think it could be 2-1, but I think I'd probably stick with West Ham as my primary bet for this game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the injury report here. Aaron Cresswell is out because of the red card suspension for West Ham. But apart from him, I mean, Zuma is out as well. He's been out for the last 10 days. Diop and Ogbona, they have both been out since. Actually, Ogbona has been out since November and Diop since like 10 days ago. Uh, Let me see injuries for Eintracht, if they have any. We know that they tied to Hoffenheim 2-2 in Bundesliga, and they're kind of struggling in Bundesliga more than they are actually uh, struggling in Europa League. But they will be without Christian Jakic in this game, who had a pretty good game against Barcelona. He's suspended because of the yellow cards. And Dika as well. And they have a few injuries, but they have had those injuries for a while now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I am leaning towards West Ham, especially this minus 109 price. It might be a tight game, like you said, 1-0, 2-1, maybe if either gets one on the scoreboard. But I do like West Ham to win here. I think they are maybe not the better team. They're definitely not in better form, but they are the deeper team, and I would say they have more experience in the tougher games because of the EPL, and more experience with playing multiple games in a week and stuff like that. So I would go with West Ham at minus 109, and I think I might even put that one as a premium.
Yeah, like I said, I think West Ham just the way to go in this one. I think the Cinderella story might be starting to strike midnight for Frankfurt here.
In the Conference League, Chris, we got a two solid matchups: Feyenoord and Marseille, and Leicester and Roma. What do you think about this Leicester Roma game?
Uh, this was the harder one of the two that I tried to get a feel for. Because again, you're likely getting Jamie Vardy back for Leicester in this game, and I think probably my stronger play, if I'm going to give one out here, is going to be both teams to score. I think that Leipzig, or sorry, not Leipzig. I'm still looking at Leipzig on my bets sheet. Leicester here, we've seen what they can do in the Premier League. They have their good games, they have their bad games, and Roma is one of those teams that just always seems to battle no matter what level of competition they're at. I think we're going to get a good price here with both teams to score, and I think it's probably the most likely of anything to come in from that match that I'm comfortable giving out.
Yeah, I'm looking at the injury report, and on some sites, Vardy is still listed as injured, but he was in the lineup for that EPL game they played against Aston Villa. He got in the second half, I think, but I think he will be in the lineup here, and with him back in the lineup, I think that Leicester is going to take care of most of their offensive troubles. They have been having a lot of problems scoring goals. They scored only one against Everton. They scored only one against Newcastle. They haven't scored at all against Aston Villa. So I mean, we know that they're a capable team. That they have a lot of great players in there, but without Jamie Vardy, doesn't seem to be working. So I mean, when defensively, on the other hand, they have been horrible pretty much the entire season, and they're not doing that great. They have conceded 51 goals in 32 EPL games so far this season, which is quite a lot. So, I mean, we're getting plus 102 for over 2.5, Chris.
Yeah, I'm seeing both for me both teams to score on my books looking at minus 125. So I mean, if you're looking at either of those, you can maybe go with both teams to score over 2.5, parlay them up, and I'm seeing plus 130. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's probably the best value because I don't think any team's going to run away with this one 3-0. So I think if you're going to go with the over 2.5, I figure you might as well parlay it with both teams to score and try to get maximum value out of that.
Yeah, I agree. And also, over one in the first half might not be a bad bet. You're getting it at minus 107, and I think the worst you can get here is a push, to be honest, over one goal in the first half. Maybe if you want to parlay that with Leipzig over one goal in the first half, I think that could be a nice double. That could get you a win.
Yeah, that's not a bad option either. But yeah, like I said, I think I have personally, it's not. It's just my personal preference. I have a hard time sometimes with first half bets in soccer just because again, how many times can you see a sometimes you see a game go 0-0 in the first half, but also sometimes you see teams jump out to a 2-0 lead in the first 15 minutes. So
Yeah.
I try to give myself the full game, but I might have to start dabbling in some first half wagers. We'll see.
Uh, what about Feyenoord and Marseille, Chris? We know that Marseille has been playing extremely well lately. They're still in second place in the League One, and the only game they have lost recently was against PSG, and even that one was a pretty close game. Uh, Feyenoord has also been playing really well. They are on a nice winning streak as well. Do we see goals in this one?
I think so. I think you go with both teams to score in over 2.5. Probably is my favorite bet on the card for Thursday because both of these teams are just attack minded. They can both be really good offensively, be pretty bad defensively at times as well. If you don't want to go with the over 2.5 here and you're just looking to have both teams to score, I think both teams to score at minus 143 is some great value as well. Or sorry, minus 163, excuse me, and I still think that's even a solid price. It is on the fringe of sort of where I feel comfortable laying juice, but again, maybe if you put it in as part of a double, perhaps. But if you go both teams to score in over 2.5, that brings you right down to even money. But then again, if you're banking on maybe like a draw, if you don't see these two teams, if one pulling ahead of the other, you're banking on at least 2-2 or something like that. And I don't know if I see that just yet. I think I'd probably just go with both teams to score, but we'll see. I think you can make the case across the board though.
Yeah, I think yesterday price on the Feyenoord team total over 1.5 was like plus 125 or something like that. Today is minus 130. So we've seen a pretty big drop in price here, which means that there's a bit of money coming onto Feyenoord to score twice, and they might because they have scored a lot of goals against Slavia Prague. I think they scored 7 goals in 2 games. Uh, the problem I could see with that is that Marseille's defense is pretty solid, and with the form they are in right now, I think Feyenoord is going to have a big battle here. They could use a positive result in the first leg because they are at home here, but I think it's going to be an entertaining matchup, Chris. And also, I do see Marseille team total over 1.5 at plus 160. We are expecting goals on both sides. I think there's some value in taking Marseille to score twice in this game as well.
It definitely could be, and I mean, like I said, both teams attack minded. Defense can sometimes be optional, and they can sort of take a step back defensively. Just on the over alone, you're giving up minus 143 here, which isn't too bad. But I think both teams to score would probably be my primary bet. And if I'm trying to go for max value, maybe then I would lump in the over 2.5 here.
Yeah, I do like that bet a lot. I think we're going to see some goals in this one. Uh, I would say, Chris, that's pretty much all of the games we have to talk about for tomorrow. So uh, let's go on with the parlay.
Yeah, let's try to put one together for tomorrow.
Let's make a nice one, eh?
Yeah,
We haven't won a parlay in a few days now. Some weird results here happening, especially Serie A, but
yeah,
maybe Europa League will be kinder to us than
perhaps.
Conference League.
Perhaps, and that's kind of where I'm leading with this one. I kind of saved the best for last. I'm going with Feyenoord and Marseille, both teams to score. I think I don't want to beat a dead horse, rehash what we just talked about, but I think like Goran and I said, there's going to be goals in that game, and I expect it to come from both sides. If you really want to try to go for max value, put in the both teams scoring over 2.5. But for our parlay, I'm going to be going with just both teams to score minus 163.
Okay, let me click this here so that we can get our. Uh, shall we make it a three leg, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. We could probably agree on something else.
I like BTTS in Manchester United, Chelsea, and I'll take that. And I think it would be waste not to take anything else on these other 3 games we have.
Yeah, that Manchester United Chelsea game was the other game I was going to suggest.
United BTTS. And what do we take in the other two? In the other 3 game, actually.
Uh,
Maybe we could get a suggestion from the live chat, guys,
yeah,
for our third play on this 3 leg parlay, guys. If you like anything on tomorrow's play, it doesn't even have to be from the Europa League. We can get one from somewhere else, maybe from Albania.
oh, gosh.
I'm kidding, of course.
Uh,
Or,
well, no, not everybody knows that. Um,
or, or Bangladesh.
did you? Yeah,
Uh,
I can't remember. Did you say you did or you didn't like the halftime full time Leipzig?
Halftime full time lights. No, I don't think we should put that on the parlay though. Uh, you know what? Wait, let me take a quick look at this Icelandic matchup. That's usually pretty good for goals. We'll do a recap, Cody, just as soon as we find our third play here. We have Feyenoord and United as of right now. Where's my Iceland? Iceland's usually pretty good for goals, eh?
Potentially,
Uh,
there's a Norwegian game tomorrow as well.
Oh,
Lillestrøm.
right. Yeah, there's that one.
Yeah, Lillestrøm and Iceland.
They have been so crazy lately. I'm kind of hesitant to bet
Both
on
teams to
Norwegian
score.
still. Uh, do you like the over in that Iceland game? I do.
Okay, yeah, go
I
for
do,
it.
to be honest. It's we are getting it at minus 200 something, minus 220. Yeah, let's take that one. Over 2.5.
I got plus 297.
Oh, nice. I have it at plus 278 in my book. But so here it is, guys. We got the three leg parlay for tomorrow. Looks very nice on paper, so hopefully it's gonna win. Uh, Feyenoord Marseille, that's in the UEFA Conference League tomorrow. Take both teams to score. Manchester United versus Chelsea, that's in the EPL tomorrow, guys. Take both teams to score as well. And we have Vikingor and Keflavik, that's in the Icelandic Premier League, or might be called Urvalsdelit or something like that.
Just go with Icelandic
League.
Premier League.
Take over 2.5 in that game. That's plus 297, as Chris said, plus 278 in my book. But it's a nice to like parlay that hopefully will hit and get us ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
Anything else, Chris, to add?
No, and
I left you speechless.
you left me without words. It's not easy to do, but man, for a small card tomorrow, we sure did a lot of talking. But it looks like
You
a
got
good card.
another joke in your sleeve
No, I
to
think
shake it
I think
out?
I think it's your turn today.
Oh, I don't know good jokes.
Oh, come on.
At least not from the top of my head. You
Jeez.
have a show on the strip. Come on.
No, it's not the dad joke kind of show on the strip.
No?
Uh, all right, I'll go. I'll go. You know what? I'll go with one of my favorites. What did the stapler say when he jumped out of the closet?
Who? What did that?
What did the stapler say when he jumped out of the closet?
I don't know.
Supplies.
You said it's not a dad joke.
Well, no, I said I would come up with one. I just said I didn't. I would try to think of one.
Oh man! All right, guys. That's it for today. Actually, that's it for this week. We will not do another show this week, guys. I'm going away for the weekend, so I will not be here, and Chris can't do the show without me. I don't know why not. But we will be posting videos up on YouTube for the weekend as well. For tomorrow, for Saturday and Sunday, and we will see you again on Monday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, to do a nice weekend recap. And we got another round of the Champions League games next week. The second legs are being played right away. Uh, that's it for today, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Hopefully, we hit this parlay. And I know there are a lot of South American games going on today, so be smart about those. Those
Yeah,
are not that great to bet most of the time. So be careful and let's win some money tonight, guys.
absolutely. Good luck, everyone.